fast you were going?
What? How fast you were going?
I don't know. 10?
8.
Be advised, this is an explicit podcast. If you're easily offended, get your panties twisted into a knot. Leave now. Run to your safe space. Get your little cloth for your tears. All the opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and his guest and do not reflect the opinions of any local or government agency. Me unmute myself. Welcome to Motorcop Chronicles podcast. Extra. So, as y'all know, y'all heard me last night, whatever y'all listened already. I was sick Wednesday. My fever broke last night. I went to work today. Weather was like nasty as shit when I left out this morning. Well, the weather got really nice and pretty. So I could have went out and wrote tickets this afternoon. But I'm not 100% yet. I can still feel some of my body aches and stuff like that. I'm not going out there and doing that if I'm not at 100%, especially, considering backups, a minimum of 30 minutes away if something did happen. So I didn't go, so I came home, so I figured, why the hell not put an extra one out. I could have probably went and done something else, I don't know, wash dishes, but did this instead. So Jim is already here, so I don't know how many people will join up, like I said, because this is not my normal time to do it. Of course, if y'all want a good cigar, go to mypatriotcigar.com, and you can get some great cigars. Use Motorcop 15, and you'll get 15% off your order, and $100 more shipping's free. It's my line shirt. If anybody wants any merchandise, you need to go to the Etsy store, Motorcop Etsy store, or you can go to the website, and it's linked to the store. If it's easier for you that way, motorcop.com. You can go there and get your merch. About to shout out to Patreons, the full crew member. And if you want extra episodes and videos and all kind of other stuff I put out on there, you can join up. I understand times are tough right now. If you can't, still going to put all the free content out also. So we're going to thank our crew members, Mr. John Mink. We got Dan Carlson, Burley Boards. We got Freebird. Of course, we got Mr. Jim P right there in the chat. We got Mr. Hoppy Hobson, our truck driver. Mr. Blake Walker, A.A. Ron from I Had to Say It podcast. Mr. Christopher DeMars. We got Mr. Z Palmer. We have Roy Spalding. We have our favorite girl from down under, JoJo. We have Kaylee Norris and Natasha A. from the state of Washington, and the OG, Melissa Holstein. Appreciate every last single one of them, even hang-arounds. Every little bit helps. Trust me. I lost my first story, but so we're just going to go ahead and do. I can skip it. I got 16 of them. I messed up where I put it at. Because we have plenty murder and mayhem in Louisiana. And it's been building up in my phone. So I needed to get some of it out. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get some of this murder and mayhem out of the way. First one, I got a video. A mother and son were killed. So pull this up.
This has been circulating on social media all
That is not it.
long.
Hold on. This is
Mother
it.
and son
Here.
late Tuesday afternoon. News 2's Bess Casserly live in the newsroom tonight with more on what police are calling a targeted attack.
Michael, what makes this crime even more shocking is that the victim's daughter is the one who found her mother and brother shot to death. A distraught woman is consoled by loved ones as police work the crime scene in the apartment upstairs. Late Tuesday afternoon, a mother and son were found shot to death at the Canterbury House Apartments on South Sherwood Avenue.
The daughter came home and found her mom and brother
deceased from gunshot wounds.
The victims, 19-year-old Stacy Brown and his mother, 47-year-old LaTanya Brown. Baton Rouge police say there's no indication that this was a murder-suicide and are currently looking for the shooter.
Additional information may come forward that may change the direction in which we're going, but we do feel this is a targeted incident.
Wednesday, they would not say if one or both victims were the intended target.
You used to hear of a shooting every blue moon, and now it's everywhere.
Neighbors at this complex shocked by the tragic shooting, but not surprised. This woman, who says she's lived here for nearly 15 years, did not want to be identified.
I hear shots all the time. I was telling my friend, I said, you get to where you get, is it desensitized? You go, oh, there's another bullet.
If you have any information about who may have killed the Browns, call Baton Rouge.
Well, I'm willing to bet they're saying it's targeted. So, mom was a 47-year-old lady. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that something's going on with that 19, 20-year-old boy. The son, drugs, had a beef with somebody, and mom just happened to be home and be in the way. And can't leave no witnesses, you know. Sad day. I mean, and then the daughter had to find him. If you've never seen anybody, it's not like in the movies. If you've never seen anybody murdered, even shot up like that, depending on where they were shot, it can be extremely gruesome. It's nothing like you see on TV. Trust me. Look, but go figure. It's Baton Rouge once again. Just every day around here for some reason, it seems like, and it just keeps getting worse. Like that lady said, I've been in this area since I was not in Baton Rouge, but surrounding areas since I was in kindergarten, and even in Baton Rouge, you didn't hear about homicides like that. In the last, I don't know, 6 years or so, especially it seems like in the last 3 or 4 years, it's really ramped up big time. So, I don't know, maybe it's over who's running the city and stuff like that. How would I know? I don't know. This lady right here, as y'all can see, she is a former West Baton Rouge Chamber official. What did she do? She entered a guilty plea. She was the executive with the West Baton Rouge Chamber of Commerce. She's facing jail time after she entered a guilty plea this past Tuesday, prior to the start of her trial on one count of theft. Marie Brand faced a charge of felony theft in the amount of over $25,000. She will be sentenced in July. She was arrested in late 2020 near the U.S.-Mexico border on drug charges, but investigation led to new allegations of theft in February of 2021 after the chamber discovered disparities in its finances and notified law enforcement. Brand served as the events and operations coordinator for the Chamber of Commerce until her legal troubles began. So I guess she wasn't making enough money at her regular job. Maybe she was going to Mexico, going to be a drug mule. Maybe she had a drug problem. Who the hell knows? I don't know how much time that entails, or how. I mean, is it over $25,000? So I don't know how much exact money it was. I'm thinking it's going to be 5 years under, and restitution and a long probation. That's what I'm guessing this lady's going to get. If I get more on it, I'll give it to y'all. We'll see what happens. But that's my guess on her. This next one here, I'm going to play the audio on it. This was, don't call me an ass or whatever, I don't care. This is about a groundbreaking for an inspiration center for youth in Baton Rouge, north of Baton Rouge. Y'all don't know the area. North Baton Rouge is way worse than South Baton Rouge. Of course, it's creeping over there, but North Baton Rouge is the bad side of the tracks. And let me play this audio after the ad, of course. But yeah, of course, I'm gonna have my own opinion on this shit here. Here we go.
Children is coming to the 70805 area of the city. Officials say its purpose is to provide kids with avenues to keep them on the right track and out of trouble. News 2's Bess Cashley was at the groundbreaking today. She's now joining us with more on the Inspiration Center.
Michael, officials say similar centers in Atlanta and Wisconsin have seen amazing results, reducing crime in neighborhoods surrounding the facilities. State and local authorities are hoping the same can happen in the capital city.
Our children do deserve a shot, and they don't deserve to be shot.
Tuesday, shovels moved dirt to symbolize the beginning of a new opportunity for Baton Rouge youth.
We know that our children too often lack safe spaces and the opportunity to engage in constructive, positive activities. That's what this is about. And the truth is, it's not rocket science. You just have to make a commitment to do it.
Dozens of local and state leaders gathered to officially break ground on what they hope will turn kids away from a life of crime. The Inspiration Center at Howell Park will use technology, education, sports, and mentorship to engage local children while also providing services to families.
Education, mental health, substance abuse, all of those other issues that are really the core issues that are directly tied to crime. That's what this Inspiration Center does. It helps deal with those core issues.
Construction will begin once the rec center, swimming pool, and pool house next door are complete. The project is a collaboration involving several state agencies, but is the brainchild of Clay Young and State Police Colonel Lamar Davis.
The center is going to be a phenomenal project, but it's also going to be an opportunity for us to impact lives, grow people, and give them opportunities and access to resources that they would not otherwise have access to.
Eventually, they hope to build more centers like this across the state.
The center will be funded through private donations and a $5 million contribution out of the state budget. Michael.
All right. I had to keep myself from throwing it up in my mouth when I was playing. So I'm just going to say now, bullshit. Was that loud enough for you people in the back? You can build all the fucking centers you want to give people free shit and with these kids, and it ain't going to change shit until you change the way these little bastards are being raised up at home with parents that want to pay attention to them and ain't just giving them or don't give a shit because they got their own thing going on. You can build 100 fucking centers. It's not going to do no good, people. You can't fucking change the people by having a center. This goes to raising. This goes to upbringing. And I'm so... that first person you heard talking was, the children deserve a shot and don't deserve to get shot. That was our great governor. Sarcasm intended if you can't hear my voice. But he is right. Children do deserve a shot. And they don't deserve to get shot. But the problem is the kids that are getting shot are shooting each other. Is what I'm going to get to you in a minute, Ronald Holstein. I see you over there. They're shooting each other. And then of course, you got the police chief, and you have to throw it out. It'll help with their mental health. I'm so sick and tired of people blaming every fucking crime people commit. All these murders, mass murders, all this stuff. Oh, well, they got mental issues. No, they don't. What they have is they don't give a fuck about anybody but themselves issues is what they got. Not many, some of them do. But these people have no remorse. They don't give a shit about life or anybody else's life. Except their own. So my opinion is it's a fucking waste of money. It fucking makes money. Mr. Ronald Holstein over here in the chat said, honestly, the centers do offer a lot to the community. He then turned into a fucking libtard on me right over there. He just went straight fucking, he probably died. If he had hair, he'd probably just dyed it blue. He also said, when I used to patrol the zones with them, it was nice to stop and see the kids having fun in a safe place and not on the street. This is North Baton Rouge. They'll probably use that area to set up their drops and sell more drugs. Because it's the youth in Baton Rouge that are doing all the murdering. 14-year-olds. Just because you give them a basketball court and a fucking card table ain't going to change that. Not unless the shit changes at home. Like I said before, every time you catch a kid underage that's out murdering people, charge the parents too. Charge the parents with accessory or something. They do it. I mean, all these places, all these other countries, you know, since America sucks so fucking bad, according to what the other side says, and wants us to be socialist. A lot of these other countries have laws like that. Go to Kuwait, get a DWI. They're going to lock you up and your whole entire family, and you're going to do time together. Get caught stealing some country, they're going to cut your fucking hand off. So start making the parents more responsible for it. Maybe they will. Maybe the parents might start taking a little time with their children. It don't even take much. Just every night. All you gotta do. All right, we're gonna have an unplugged time every night for supper. Everybody has to turn even the parents. Everybody has to turn their phones off, TV off, and go sit down at the dinner table and have dinner together and have a discussion and talk. What's it going to take? Maybe 30, 45 minutes? Longest an hour? Every night. I think just something that small to start with would help. So it's rare that we disagree on shit, but they usually have top-end security and police. Like I said, this is in Baton Rouge. I've heard inside of your house, but I'm just saying, but you're also in their life. I'm gonna take a flying guess. Okay, I don't have any stats on this or anything, but I'm gonna say I'm willing to guess at least 90% of these kids that are out committing these crimes, murder, severe felonies, rapes, do not have a father figure in their house. Single parent, single mom. And I'm not bashing all these moms because I understand. A lot of these moms have to work 2-3 jobs to support themselves because dirtbag dad ain't paying child support. He ain't helping. All he wanted was to get the num-num. She gave it up, got her pregnant, and he ain't got nothing else to do. I do blame the women for making poor choices. Stop fucking deadbeat dudes, dirtbag. Told somebody the other day, I said, when you go to, there's a younger girl in her like very early 20s, I said, your problem is when you go to date somebody, you ought to have a checklist. And if they don't start, if you ain't checking stuff off of this because they have it, don't go out with them. If you're dating a man anywhere between 20 and 30, and he still lives at home with his mama, and he don't have his own car, he don't have a real job. I didn't say a job. I said a real fucking job, okay? Or working and if he ain't in college and he's not working for a real job or trying to get a real job, don't date him. If you're dating a guy and you have to pay for everything and you have to pick him up, don't date him. Yeah, but deadbeat dudes look better. You're right. It must be. It must be. Oh, you correct about that. Yeah, men are not men anymore. Hell, women ain't women anymore. Hell, some of the men think they're women now. And some of the women think they're men. Can't even tell. I mean, you know, I can't tell you how I'd act if I went on a date with, because some of these men that dress up like women do it very well. If I'm on a date with a woman and she's standing up pissing next to me in the urinal, yeah, we got an issue. Gonna have an issue. So, anyway, like I said, I just think this is a waste of fucking taxpayer money right here. They're gonna tear it up. To waste the money. But yay, we're going to have a free place to go play basketball. So, you identify as a 200-pound bodybuilder with a nice tan. Well, I'm glad because you don't look like it. Just saying. I'm not trying to be rude or nothing. It's just, you don't look like it. Let's see what next story we got. Got 2 LSU students. So Jim says now some of these women are fucked up also, and they don't want good men. They want losers. Yeah, I don't understand it. I do not understand it whatsoever. It's like their pickers are broke. They're just stupid. 2 LSU students were arrested, so they are learning stuff in college, either how to be woke or criminals. What'd they get arrested for? For they were shooting some guns at each other on Sunday on campus. 2 LSU students who were involved in a shooting near a campus residential hall Sunday night have been arrested. The shooting happened Sunday around 8:30 p.m. outside of the Nicholson Gateway Apartments near the corners of Nicholson and West Chimes. Police said one person was injured and taken to the hospital in a private vehicle. The school clarified on Monday the injured person was an LSU student with non-life-threatening injuries. On Tuesday, the university said the injured student, Marvin Young, had been released from the hospital and arrested for obstruction of justice, possession of a firearm with drugs, and possession of marijuana with intent to distribute. His bond was set at $11,000. The other boy was Jermaine Braden from Shreveport. He was also arrested for illegal discharge of a weapon and obstruction of justice. His bond was set at $55,000. Sound like drug deal gone bad? They decided to shoot at each other. Of course, they're stupid. Thank God these criminals cannot shoot. And one person got hit and lived at least. He'll probably make up a story. Yeah, I got jumped by 18 guys and I shot them off like Rambo. Ron says, I had a customer tell me about taking this hot chick home and she busted out the meth and he was like, nope, get out of here. Yeah, just wanted to, that's a messed up story. This next one, look at this winner right here. Look at this guy. That's a pretty dude right here. Something going on his lip right here. Right there. That's it. I don't know. Anyway, this guy right here. He is from Pine Grove. A little dinky ass place. Not real big. Anyway, he got arrested. He's in jail. What did he do? This man was arrested on this past Friday for our favorite word, allegedly sexually abusing a person with disabilities. That's a sick motherfucker. You're going to abuse a disabled person. According to the St. Helena Parish Sheriff's Office, this dude, 58-year-old Russell Housley, was booked for sexual battery and molestation of a person with a physical or mental disability. It is unclear if he knew the victim or not before the assault. what kind of sick motherfucker is this dude that you're going to sexually abuse a disabled person? So they were either retarded severely or they were old. I mean, there's all kinds of ways, but they're not. Come on, dude. This dude right here needs to have his dick and balls chopped off with a dull butter knife. That's what I think. I just got a news flash here. It says Channel 9 I-Team is investigating internal affairs investigation into a Baton Rouge police officer's action. Watch Bad Behavior now on 9 News at 6. I'll have to go check that out a little bit, see what they're doing. No, I don't think Granny wanted it. This is a sick man right here. I would love to be able to be alone in a place with people like him just for a little while with no cameras and no witnesses. We could probably rectify some of these issues they're having. This next one is really sick. Extremely sick. Did not happen in Baton Rouge, at least, which I'm surprised. This next one happened up in Harahan, which is right outside of New Orleans. A 43-year-old woman, she got arrested for murdering a person. That person, this little girl, was 6 years old that she murdered. The body was found in a bucket outside of her home. According to the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office, Joseph Lopentino, the father, came into Harahan Police Department around 7:30 in the morning on Wednesday and reported that his 6-year-old daughter, Bella Fontanella, and 43-year-old girlfriend Hannah Landon were missing. Officers searched the father's home and the mother's home, which are a block apart. They said they found a 10-gallon bucket in the mother's front yard with the little girl's body inside of it. They said she was killed and she had multiple injuries to her little body. During the investigation, the neighbors turned over security video from Tuesday night of Landon pulling a wagon down the street with the bucket inside of it. They said deputies said they tracked down Landon around 2 p.m. at the hospital in the area. After her release, she will be booked with first-degree murder and obstruction of justice. I wish I had a picture of this cunt to put out there because to show you basically what a Satan probably looks like. Because she killed her own little daughter and shoved her in a bucket. Bad enough you're going to kill a child. You're going to kill a child. But what kind of monster do you have to be to kill your own child? Of course, I'm willing to bet what they're going to do. What they're going to do? Oh, it's mental illness. She has mental illness. That's what they're going to say. She'll get some dirtbag defense attorney. They'll try to turn it into some mental case. Meantime, 6-year-old little girl is dead. All right. Let's go on to some other stupid people that ain't quite as bad as dead children. I don't think the dad had anything to do with it. I don't think he even knew. Giving him the benefit of the doubt because he's the one that went to the cop trying to find a missing person on both of them. So this guy right here, he's an idiot. They have 2 men. They are facing criminal charges after police were called to a fight inside the stadium suite during an LSU baseball game. All right. The suite areas are not cheap. Extremely, extremely expensive to be able to watch your sports from a suite. I can't afford it. I can't afford stuff like that. So anyway, they were inside of a suite. The disturbance was first reported around 9:30 p.m. late into the Tigers' 6-5 loss to Nichols. According to an arrest report, campus police responded to a third-floor suite at the Alex Box Stadium after getting word of the initial fight. When police tried to intervene, one of the men, identified as Peyton Cadu or something like that, I don't know, assume that's him, pushed and grabbed one of the officers. No. As police tried to detain him, he allegedly broke free and grabbed another officer from behind. Okay, now we're getting a little, He's 27 years old. He was taken into custody and booked to East Baton Rouge jail on 2 counts of battery on a police officer. He was released on bond sometime Wednesday morning. The other guy he was arguing with was identified as Jeremy Landry. He was issued a summons for simple battery and released. See, the other guy didn't fight with police, so he just got a ticket. And I'm kind of wondering. I'm wondering why he still looks that pretty if that's his booking photo. Well, of course, it's new days and new times. Back in the old days, his picture wouldn't look like that when he got to jail. If you wanted to fight with the police, I can tell you that. Yeah, you got to watch it, Jim. They will come after you. Facebook Nazis and all that stuff. Yeah, you're right. Because it was in the suites and they got money. I agree with you. That's called rich people privilege. Oh, let's see. That's the next one. Oh, that's not the wrong one. Let me see. This next one I got a video of a school bus attack that happened, I think, yesterday. School bus driver was attacked by a mom. Let's go over here to the videos.
Mother and son late Tuesday afternoon.
Right here.
This has been circulating on social media all day long. This is that fight on a bus where it looks like 2 women basically attack a school bus driver this morning. Police have made an arrest, an 18-year-old Carlicia Lewis. Police say that she was in an argument, or at least somebody on the bus was in an argument with the driver.
This lady right here, got attacked. She attacked the bus driver. Looked like she's sleeping. Anyway, she did the attack, and we're going to see the attack in a minute.
Moments before she stopped the bus and then eventually got on. Now, of course, we're just now getting this in. The video circulated on social media all day. Many of you are wondering what could have prompted all of this. A note of caution, the video itself is kind of graphic. Take a look. All right, so this disgusting video speaks for itself. It's hard to tell just how many people are involved altogether. The police did arrest that one woman, Carlicia Lewis. They say they are still.
I know it's hard for y'all to hear because him talking and stuff. I watched another one, which was just an unredacted video with the cussing and everything. This bitch in the pink right here. Now, the mom was punching the school bus driver, as you seen when she attacked her. The kid started attacking her from the backside. This bitch in pink's like, move, let me get my licks in. Let me get my licks in, you can hear her saying. Setting a real good example for them kids, ain't we? Anyway. And when she got on the bus, she said something, you ain't going to talk to my kid like that. So she must have just jumped on the kid for some reason. Kid was probably, the way the mama is acting right now, attacking school bus driver, And the woman didn't attack her. She never even got up. That's probably where the kids probably getting this great behavior at, right?
Looking into possible other arrests in this. Police say another woman, as you saw there, did jump on after the student exchanged words with the driver. At one point, you can even hear the people fighting over who will get the next punch in. So here's what we found out, at least about the driver. She is with a company called First Student, which was shuttling students from a charter school outside of the EBR school system. The charter school falls under the state. Carlicia Lewis again faces several charges. It's unclear if the bus driver was hurt in any of this, at least hurt badly. We are hearing from police that there were a few injuries to her head. When we get more on this, we'll of course pass it along. We'll also have an update on our...
Well, as you can see, this great behavior is learned from the mama. Mom comes on and just pelays this school bus driver. Kids in the back punching the woman in the back of the head. Lady in the pink shirt saying, "Let me get my licks in. Let me get my licks in." Mom got arrested, as we saw. She's probably just mad individual because she's ugly. You know, the kid, for even participating and stuff in it, ought to be expelled from school permanently. And I guarantee you, that little bitch, all she does is cause disruptive behavior anyway. And kids like that in school are just going to cause other kids have a harder time to learn because they don't care. Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. But Jim says the bus driver should be able to tote a gun. So I can do other impressions. I guess so. I don't know. But yeah, that little girl should be expelled. They'll probably put her in an alternative school, you know, because they'll say she has mental problems too. Because that's everybody that breaks the law has mental problems. That's where it's going to right now. Seems like you break the law because you have mental problems, or you can be like Josh Beffers and just have mental problems. Let's go to this next one. We're gonna listen to it too. You know, the headline reads that no, this ain't the one I wanted to listen to. We can listen to it anyway, though. This is a bill. Somebody put a Representative Matthew Willard, Democrat out of New Orleans, was trying to get a bill passed that would make some violations secondary offenses, like jaywalking, having a broken tail light, you know, to where they have to do something else for you to get pulled over. Well, it failed in the House, so.
One bill that would make certain violations a secondary offense that would not be used as grounds for a police stop died on the House floor last Thursday. HB 322 by Representative Matthew Willard would have moved violations like jaywalking or having a broken tail light from primary offenses to secondary. And he says it's because of certain law enforcement agencies his bill failed.
Meaning that they voted to keep jaywalking as a primary offense. I don't understand the rationale of it. I can't explain that to you.
What was their rationale?
Their rationale was that they received some floor notes saying to oppose the bill. I mean, you know, bluntly speaking, that's what it was.
Earlier this afternoon, another bill got shelved. This.
So, that's good. How's all these cities doing that made all these traffic stuff either secondary or just non-existent? How are those states doing? Them cities doing? They're not doing too good. Now they're gonna have to put them the bus drivers in them little plastic cages around there just to protect them from the crazy ass parents and kids. Now we did have over this past weekend, we had 3 officer involved shooting. Not just, in the Baton Rouge area or nothing like that, but there were 3 officer-involved shootings in the state of Louisiana.
Thanks, Joseph. The Rapides Parish Sheriff's Office is investigating a fatal officer-involved shooting.
It happened at a home in Pineville yesterday as officers responded to a report of a possible domestic dispute. When Pineville police arrived, an altercation started between them and the suspect, resulting in the officers shooting the suspect, who later died. The identity of the suspect and the details leading up to the shooting are not yet available. A man is dead following an officer-involved shooting in Shreveport last night. It happened during a traffic stop. The officers encountered an armed man. A struggle ensued, and during the struggle, at least one shot was fired by police. It struck the man in the upper body. He was taken to a Shreveport hospital where he was pronounced dead. No officers were hurt. More than 24 police units responded to the scene after the shooting. The investigation has been turned over to Louisiana State Police.
That was 2 of them. At least no law enforcement people were hurt in any of these shootings. Only bad guys. So that's a good thing. Jim says 9 times out of 10, the problem is the person who does have warrants or is wanted. NYPD called this broken windows policing. Oh, okay. Well, it's called don't break the law, and the law won't stop you. It's not really that difficult, is it? And we're going to come back to Baton Rouge. Because Baton Rouge is a very, very safe place. According to the chief and everything like that. Baton Rouge does not have a crime problem. Did my nose just grow when I said that? Anyway, this is on Bluebonnet Boulevard, which is fairly nice area of town. Usually, well, it used to be, you didn't have to worry about getting robbed or killed or anything over there. But a man was reportedly knocked unconscious after he got into an argument over a parking space. The incident happened outside of Buffalo Wild Wings on Bluebonnet on Sunday. Deputies added the driver was unable to pull into a parking spot because several men were standing in the space. He then yelled at them to move. "Hey, get out of the way, motherfucker." When the driver eventually got out of his vehicle, several of the men physically attacked him. The driver's wife posted about the incident on social media and included a video she took of the rental vehicle she said the men drove away in. Deputies said an ambulance was called to the scene. However, the driver who was attacked declined to be transported. They ought to have whoever rented the vehicle if she got the plate. These guys right here that did this stupid shit, they're going to run up on the wrong motherfucker one day when they're doing that. Because fighting 1 against 3, I don't care how bad you are, you're going to lose. But 3 against you, and if you're trained with a weapon, it's a good chance you're going to take them out. If they don't die, they're going to be wishing they were with them bullet holes in them. So, they don't have to be armed. If it's 1 against 3, that's justifiable. So, they're going to keep fucking around and they're going to find out. That's what's going to happen there. And they were just being dicks probably while you standing in the parking spot. Being a dick. Yeah, you're correct, Jim. Pew, pew, pew. This next one right here, this man. Let's see what picture this is. Number 5. Nope. Did I not put him up? Oh, here he is. Number 6. Number 6 right here. This man right here. You only could see, let's see, we do it like that. Anyway, just kind of block his face out right there. That's all the people saw of him. He got arrested for peeping through some of his former neighbor's window. So the man was arrested Sunday for allegedly looking to his former neighbor's bedroom window late at night. According to East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's Office, 54-year-old Robbie Durham was caught looking into the couple's bedroom window without their knowledge or consent. Excuse me, neighbor, do you mind if I look inside of your window and watch y'all? No, why not? Deputies say the couple was in their master bedroom shortly before 11 p.m. One of the victims stood up to go to the master bathroom to wash the sex off of his cock. No, it don't say that. But as he got up to walk, he saw a flash go off near the window where his wife was. He told the deputies the blinds were open, which is rare. He said he had an uneasy feeling and thought he saw something move. Well, he saw a flash. I mean, if the dude was trying to take pictures of the old lady in the bed, you'd think he'd have been smart enough to turn the fucking flash off. Of course, well, criminals are not going to be smart enough to do that. They said he saw Durham in an alley near the home. He told deputies that he was rushing away and tried to avoid him. The victim asked Durham, "Why were you near my home?" He said. Durham said, "Oh, man, fuck. He said, I hit a dog out there, and it ran this way, and I was looking for this dog that I hit, because I wanted to help the dog because I'm a big animal lover, Victim said that he got in his car, and he drove off. Afterwards, a neighbor with a camera pulled footage that showed Durham getting out of his car, going into an alley that led to the victim's home. Durham was allegedly at the home for 46 minutes before being chased away by the victim. Deputy said there was no dogs in the video. They did find a sock with some moisture on it outside. No, they didn't. But he probably was whacking off the dude's wife. He said they knew him because they were former neighbors 10 years prior. They said this guy owns Durham Real Estate and was arrested on one count of peeping Tom. So he's a real estate agent, owns his own real estate agency. So I basically what you can say is, hey, go to Durham Real Estate. Even after you buy your house, we'll keep an eye on you. I mean, sales pitch, right? Literally. Yeah, he's a perv. I want to see a picture of the wife. See if she's worth it. I mean, is she that good looking? I'm just curious for informational purposes only, of course. We also had a 46-year-old man that was stabbed to death. I don't know why I didn't put that story on here, but this was over here in I believe in Tangipahoa Parish. He was 46. His girlfriend stabbed him. This would be her right there. She stabbed him. I don't think he's dead. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But anyway, she stabbed her 47-year-old boyfriend. She's 26. Of course, she's in jail. She was mad. He told her, "No Blues Clues tonight for you, young lady." She got mad and stabbed him. She got arrested. Who knows? Looks like she could possibly. I know I've seen some comments and stuff saying that that he was abusive or this and that. I mean, all will eventually come out. If that's the case, I'm sure she had plenty of opportunities to leave him and stay in the situation. So maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. Maybe there's drugs involved. Don't know. We'll see whatever comes out of it. I know that she stabbed him with a knife. If Roy P. was here, I'd tell him where you go. You bond her out too. Just hide your weapon. Just hide your knives. Don't buy her steak. Or cut it up for her. Got a Texas man right here. Put her away. Right there. This fella right here. Man's from Texas. But what he done was he is accused of raping a woman a year and a half ago in Baton Rouge. He was accused of raping a woman after a night of drinking in 2021. He just got arrested Sunday. According to the arrest documents, a woman woke up naked in a hotel room at the Embassy Suites along Constitution Avenue on October 26, 2021 at approximately 2:45 a.m. with no memory on how she got there. Sound like he roofied her ass to me. I mean, he took his women pickup skills from Bill Cosby. That's how Bill did it. And they met her at the Lady Lake where she told them she went out drinking with this guy, Lee Pollard. She said the two went to a bar and drank multiple alcoholic beverages, and the next thing she remembered was waking up. They interviewed him on November 2nd. He confirmed the two went out drinking, but said he brought the victim to his hotel room to freshen up, and the two had no sexual content. He's a resident of Spring, Texas. He voluntarily provided DNA to the officers, which was sent to the Louisiana State Police Crime Lab. He was on April 23rd. He was arrested for third-degree rape and booked into the East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's Office. So I'm guessing that DNA test came back positive. So, dude, I don't understand these guys that's got a drug women or rape them. If you that hard up for it, they got women out there you can pay money to give them money, and they'll do shit for you, and you don't have to worry about going to jail that way. I'm assuming that picking up a prostitute, if you get busted, it's still a misdemeanor. So at least you wouldn't be in there for freaking felony, dumbass. Now this next one, I watched the story. It happened last week, but Ron Holstein ought to be able to relate to this one. In Baton Rouge, they had some squatters. They had a couple. I think it was his mom or mother-in-law. Anyway, it was either the wife or the husband's mother. She passed away. They had the house. They were going to fix it up and sell it or rent it or something. Well, squatters moved into it. And I guess they generated some fake-ass paperwork or something like that, and showing that they had bought it or something like that. So, of course, when the cops came back out there, they said, well, they got paperwork, stuff like that. Well, finally, they got it all straightened out. It was his in-laws' house. House was empty for a few months. They said everything that was in there had been tossed out. These people had painted shit, but they painted all the baseboards black and shit like that. So they fucked it up. They said they confronted them. Anyway, these motherfuckers put the house up for sale on the market for $225,000, and it was like this house is worth more than $225,000, especially in the area that it was in. They did install some tile flooring and countertop. The work is not quality, and it says it has to be redone. Most of the furniture that remained in the home was solid wood and original finish. They just fucked everything up. Anyway, they finally got them out. They got arrested. They're being held on $5,000 bond. I can just tell you, if I have my place, a place that's mine, and I go over there and they got motherfuckers living in it and they won't get out. I don't care what kind of papers they show. And I know for a fact I fucking own it. The cops are going to get called, but it's not going to be to get them out. I'm going to get them out myself. They're either going to go on their own 2 feet or they'll go on their back. You can come in and take my shit, and I'm going to have to fight to get you out with it. Fuck that. I'm not doing it. I'm reading too many fucking cases of these fucking squatters sitting around doing this shit. By the time you do get them out, they done fucked all your shit up so bad you damn near got to bulldoze the fucking house or something. Nope. They coming out one way or the other. And I'm not calling 911. I ain't calling it. No, I'm going to remove you. Like I said, you can either walk out into your own power, or they got these things they can bring you. They got handles on the side. They're black. And It's very thick plastic. It's called a body fucking bag. Till these stupid motherfuckers, that shit starts happening to them, they're going to continue to do it. Tell you, Freebird would say shoot him with a 50 cal. But fuck it, that shit. These fucking squatting motherfuckers. I saw the pictures. Yeah, shoot them. You right. I saw the pictures from this house. And these people going to have a lot of work. I mean, it's a gorgeous house. You could tell before they just fucked it up. Oh, they fucked it up. Oh, we'll listen to this one here. The reason I this one even caught my eye because of the fucking headline that was on it. Excuse me a minute while I text the wife. She's on her way home. I only got 2 stories left, so it's pretty good. Good timing. You know what I mean? People on here, but of course nobody knew I was coming on tonight. This one said, Louisiana residents want change to stand your ground law. I wasn't polled on this, so I don't know what residents they're speaking of, okay? I have no fucking clue. I like stand your ground law. That's what I like. Here we go.
Now to political coverage. The last few days, we've seen multiple young people getting shot by mistake, and it's calling into question the stand your ground law that is legal in 25 states, including right here in Louisiana.
Now, last Thursday, a 16-year-old boy was shot in Missouri after going up to the wrong door. Then on Saturday, a 20-year-old woman was shot and killed in New York after she pulled into the wrong driveway. Yesterday, 2 cheerleaders in Texas were shot after getting into the wrong car, thinking it was their friends. And some are now asking for changes to that law.
We need to examine our hearts first and then also codify into law and remove the stand your ground doctrine.
No, we don't.
The castle doctrine is one thing.
This guy,
I think, we're starting to back.
This guy's name's something that says he's a community leader. I hadn't seen him in my community, so he's not my community leader. So you ain't speaking for me.
These laws and use them to justify murder.
In Louisiana, someone will still face criminal charges for shooting someone on their property unless they prove that they were in danger. However, there are no laws protecting the person shot if they were doing nothing wrong.
Well, let's just say it this way. There's no laws protecting the person that got shot. They wasn't doing nothing wrong. What the fuck were they doing on the property? I mean, I'm not going to shoot somebody for turning around in my driveway. I'm not going to do it. You got to, I got to feel threatened. Now, if I answer the door, Teresa wants to know who the name. What was the name? Roddy or Robbie or something like that? From Durham Real Estate. I'll go back for you. I don't even know what's going on here at my phone. Shut up, phone. Let's see. Let me go back for Teresa, for T-Bird here. His name was Robert Durham. Went by Robbie with a Y. He owned Durham Real Estate. You know him, Teresa? Yeah. Kelly says they need to pass a stand your ground law in every state. It's like, we don't have no laws to protect the criminal. Like you interviewed one person, some community leader. Not my community leader. I don't need a fucking community leader. The fuck is that? A parish councilman? Nah. Not a fucking community leader. My community. It is not legal murder. If somebody comes on my property and they're trespassing, I just can't fucking shoot them. I have to be able to prove. I had to prove that I felt my life was in danger. If I walk out and somebody's trespassing and say, get the fuck off my property, and they get off my property, I can press charges off trespassing. But I just can't shoot them because they're trespassing if I don't feel a threat. Now, if I tell them to get the fuck off my property and they start charging at me or go to grab, or look like they're grabbing a gun and I shoot them, yeah, I'm probably going to be justified. But no, I don't know who this fucking story here. probably some left-wing fucking Democrat or something fucking story. People in Louisiana are perfectly happy with our castle doctrine and stand your ground law. Okay. So I just brought that up because I was looking to see, I'm like, well, who's wanting to change this shit? Yeah, Jim says the community leader needs to shut the fuck up. Yeah, because he's not speaking for me. Kelly says, I love your shirt. I know. You like that shirt? Kelly's got one like it. T-Bird said, yes, he tried to get me to work at his agency. That's probably because he probably got cameras in the bathroom. He was going to watch you pee-pee because he's a pervert. You missed what I did say earlier. I said his company logo would be like, buy a house from us. And we stand, say, we'll keep an eye out for you. He just ain't letting you know that it's through the mini blinds that you're naked in your bedroom. It's like, well, I told y'all I was keeping an eye out for you. It's in the contract. He's probably doing it. Anyway, yes, these community leaders, shut the fuck up. I'm not my community leader. Have a nice fucking day. And this last story here is another sick story. We'll finish it off with a sick one. These two fuckers right here. Right here. He got crazy eyes too. They're both in jail. I think he has a no bond and her bond's like $1 million. Well, why is it so high? They're facing first-degree murder charges after it was determined that they abused their pair of 6-week-old twins. 6-week-old twins. They abused. One of them was found dead in its crib. According to arrest documents in East Baton Rouge Parish, they arrived at the Regency Club Apartments off Sherwood Forest Boulevard early Friday morning. Brandy Williams, right there, told deputies her son was still alive when she left the apartment. She's throwing this motherfucker under the bus, right? At 6:30 p.m. Thursday night. Williams explained she returned home at 10:30 that night and only noticed he was unresponsive when she tried to wake him up to feed him. She said she tried to administer CPR and contact emergency first responders who arrived around midnight. Paramedics showed up, found the infant dead. Daryl Richardson, piece of shit number 2, right there. We'll call him number 1. He's a piece of shit 1, she piece of shit 2. He was home alone with the boy and said he placed the child in the bassinet around 7:45 p.m. He claims he flipped the infant onto his stomach because he wouldn't stop crying, and the boy then fell asleep. East Baton Rouge coroner, Dr. Bo Clark, tells, this shit ain't adding up after our autopsy, this poor little baby. Says it's not consistent with the facts that just turning a baby over does not cause these type of injuries. The coroner's office examined the victim and found signs of blunt force trauma, hemorrhaging in the boy's head. Medical examination also showed the boy's twin sister had a skull fracture and other injuries. The injuries likely weren't from an accident like a fall. They're 6 weeks old. I mean, they're not really mobile too much at that point. I'm sure if you were dropped from a height, it's potentially possible. However, I'd refer to my forensic pathologist who sees a lot of these cases, and there are certain things through her examination of the body that can make determination whether it is accidental or, in this case, if we believe to be inflicted. Both parents were called in for questioning on Monday night, claiming they had no idea how their children got those injuries and requested their attorneys. Of course they did. Both were initially booked for cruelty, but their charges were upgraded Thursday to include first-degree murder. On Friday, Judge Mike McDonald increased Williams' bond to $1 million and ordered that Richardson remain in jail without bond. She was arrested March this year for injuring the 5-week-old girl who ended up in the emergency room. Medical personnel said the girl's eyelids were swollen shut. They said the eye had hemorrhaged and was bleeding into her eyeball. She admitted to hitting the baby in the face with the back. He did. He admitted to hitting the baby in the back with the back of his hand because she was crying, which that's what babies do. He pleaded guilty to a lesser charge and received a deferred sentence. So this was previous. This motherfucker right here had already been charged with hitting this child so hard she was bleeding her own eyeball. And I want to know what DA and who dropped his charges from that felony down to a misdemeanor and deferred his sentence where he got no jail time and he was ordered to take parenting classes. And he was subject to other court imposed conditions. How'd that work out? How'd it work out? Dead baby. Why was these kids even left in his household? Where was Child Protective Services at? Child Protective Service was informed of the prior abuse case last year, but ended its involvement after Richardson was denied contact with the child in that case via protective order. Well, it's a fucking piece of paper. How'd that work out? How'd it work out? Dead child. The couple has other children who have since been turned over to Child Protective Services. I guess fucking so, because they're both in jail now. The department, of course, they're going to try to cover their asses, blah, blah, blah. Unnecessary. Should have never fucking happened. Never fucking happened. Why didn't he admitted he hit this little kid, this baby. Y'all see Duke. He hit that little baby so hard in the face, the back of his head. It hemorrhaged this child's eye enough where it was bleeding into his eyeball. And you got some district attorney that's more worried about their win-loss ratio and going to plead this motherfucker out to less charges, defer his sentence, no jail time. He hit a child, his own child, that hard. Oh, he's going to go to parenting classes. Now you got a dead child, and one that probably would have been dead too. OCS. Oh, well, we ended the case after he had a no contact restraining. Yeah, how'd that work out? You think she's going to report his fucking ass? No. These agencies and some of these district attorneys, the cops can only do so much. We can only arrest people. They let them out, reduce the charges, lower bonds. Everybody blames the cops. I'm putting blame where is that on some of these prosecuting attorneys, some of the judges. I'm blaming the prosecutor in this one. You got the dude admitted to it. You got visible proof, and you gonna let him plead down. The death of that child is on that district attorney's hand. The blood is on that district attorney's hand. I hope he him or her, whoever it is, has nightmares. Whoever that OCS worker that closed that case out because they're overwhelmed or whatever, the blood is on their hands. Part of the reason is your fault. Take the extra steps. Well, that's how we're going to end it, with a fucked up story like that. Two of the biggest pieces of shit, besides the woman that killed her 6-year-old and stuffed it in the bucket. Put her with them. I think they need to bring back public executions for some people, to tell you the truth. Let's bring back public execution. People like this, public execution. We'll give them a choice. Firing squad, hanging, I don't know, pool full of sharks, piranhas. I mean, pick it. You get your choice on how you want to die. That's what they need. And publicize. I want it televised. Maybe if people start seeing what happens to you when you do get caught, and you will get caught. You will get caught eventually. Maybe it'll make you not want to do it. Yeah, stories are wholesome. And Kelly says, sick SOBs. Jim says, hanging out with me would be fun. I don't know, maybe so. I'm sure appreciate every one of y'all that came on this extra more Louisiana Crime podcast. I hope everybody's having a good weekend. I just got to set your notifications up and see when I go live. I know it don't always let y'all know. So, because when I'm not doing nothing else, sometimes I just pop on and give extras out for the hell of it. But tomorrow's on TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. So, you hear my voice is still messed up from being sick. So, be safe. Watch your back. Watch your partner's back. Remember, we're not sheepdogs. We're a bunch of lions. We're the kings of our jungle. So, till next time.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be